Your tomatoes are covered in aphids. Again. And that bottle of insecticidal soap you bought last week? $18. Gone in 3 applications. And the aphids came back anyway. But your grandmother? She had perfect roses, perfect vegetables, perfect everything. And she never spent a dime at the garden center. She used something from her kitchen. Something that cost 25 cents. Something that works better than anything you can buy. What was it? Keep watching, and I'll show you exactly how to make it. The garden chemical industry has been lying to you for decades. They've convinced you that pest control requires special formulas, scientific breakthroughs, and your credit card. But here's the truth. The most effective pest and disease spray in your arsenal is sitting in your kitchen right now. Most of you walk past it every single day. And it costs practically nothing. I'm talking about dish soap. Regular dish soap. The stuff you use to clean your dinner plates. Mix it right, and it becomes a weapon of mass destruction. For aphids, for spider mites, for whiteflies, for powdery mildew, for black spot, for just about every soft-bodied pest and fungal disease that plagues your garden. Sound too simple? Good, because simple works. Simple has worked for over 100 years. Before Monsanto, before Bayer, before every garden center became a chemical warehouse with a plant section attached. Let me show you why this works. Then I'll show you exactly how to make it. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll wonder why you ever bought commercial sprays. First, the science. Because this isn't magic. This is chemistry. Beautiful, simple chemistry. Aphids have soft bodies. So do spider mites. So do whiteflies and mealybugs and thrips. This coating protects them, keeps their insides from drying out, keeps them alive. Soap destroys this coating instantly. The soap molecules break down the lipids in the waxy layer. The coating dissolves. The insect's body ruptures. It dehydrates. It dies. Usually within minutes. Sometimes within seconds. And the best part? The insect can't develop resistance. This isn't a poison. This isn't a neurotoxin. This is mechanical action. Like popping a water balloon. You can't evolve resistance to having your protective coating dissolved. Commercial insecticides, insects develop resistance. Fast. That's why you need new formulas every few years. Stronger chemicals. More toxic ingredients. Higher prices. Soap. Been working the same way since the 1800s. Still works today. Will work tomorrow. Forever. But it gets better. Soap also kills fungal diseases. Powdery mildew. Black spot. Even early blight on tomatoes. How? By disrupting the fungal cell membrane. Same principle as with insects. The soap molecules break down the protective coating of the fungal cells. The cells rupture. The fungus dies. Now here's where most people screw this up. They think any soap works. Wrong. Dead wrong. Use the wrong soap and you'll kill your plants faster than the aphids will. Dish soap works because it's designed to be gentle. It cleans grease off plates without destroying the finish. It washes food residue without being caustic. This gentleness translates to your plants. It kills pests without burning leaves. But not all dish soap is created equal. Some brands add moisturizers, fragrances, dyes, antibacterial agents. All that extra stuff can harm plants, can burn leaves, can cause more problems than it solves. The best dish soap for this? The simplest one you can find. Plain, unscented. No additives, no antibacterial claims. Just soap. Dawn Original is the gold standard. Not Dawn Ultra. Not Dawn Platinum. Just Original Blue Dawn. Or any store brand equivalent that's similarly simple. Why Dawn? Because it's been tested by thousands of gardeners for decades. It works consistently, safely, and it's everywhere. Every grocery store, every dollar store. You can get it anywhere. One bottle of Dawn costs, what, $3? $4? That bottle will make you 50 gallons of spray. 50 gallons. Your $18 bottle of insecticidal soap? Maybe 2 gallons if you're lucky. Do the math. 50 gallons from a $4 bottle versus 2 gallons from an $18 bottle. That's a price difference of about 900%. 900% for the exact same active ingredient. Because guess what's in commercial insecticidal soap? Soap, soap, fancy packaging, marketing, and soap. So let's make this spray. Right now. I'll give you the recipe. The real recipe. Not the watered-down version you find online. Not the ultra-cautious version that barely works. The version that actually kills pests dead. Here's what you need. 1 gallon of water, 2 tablespoons of dish soap. That's it. 2 ingredients. Water and soap. Really matters. Too much soap and you burn your plants. Too little and nothing dies. 2 tablespoons per gallon is the sweet spot. Tested and proven. Strong enough to kill. Gentle enough not to harm. Some people say 1 tablespoon. Those people are scared. Their spray doesn't work as well. Takes multiple applications. The pests laugh it off. 2 tablespoons is where the magic happens. Now the water. Use room temperature water. Not hot, not cold. Room temperature. Why? Hot water can activate the soap too much. Makes it more aggressive. More likely to burn leaves. The soap clumps. Doesn't distribute evenly. Fill your spray bottle or garden sprayer with room temp water. Add your 2 tablespoons of soap. Give it a gentle shake. Not vigorous. You don't want foam, just a gentle mix. And you're done. That's it. You now have the most effective pest and disease spray in your garden arsenal. For 25 cents. Maybe less if you caught Dawn on sale. But here's where technique matters. You can have the best spray in the world. If you apply it wrong, it won't work. And people apply it wrong all the time. Then they say soap doesn't work. No, your technique doesn't work. First rule, spray in the morning or evening. Never in midday sun. Never. The sun will heat up the water droplets on your leaves, even with the gentlest soap. Says, early morning is best, right after sunrise. The leaves are often still damp with dew. The soap spray mixes with the dew, spreads better, works better, and you have all day for any excess to dry before the sun gets intense. Evening works too, after the heat of the day, but not too late. You want the leaves to dry before nightfall. The very thing you're trying to prevent. Second rule. Coverage is everything. You need to hit the pests directly. This isn't a systemic spray. It doesn't get absorbed into the plant. It kills on contact. Contact only. That means you need to spray the undersides of leaves. That's where aphids hide, where spider mites set up camp, where whiteflies lay eggs. Spraying just the tops of leaves is useless. Completely useless. Get under there. Tip the leaves up. Spray from below. Get every surface, every crevice, every hiding spot. Yes, it's tedious. Yes, it takes time. But it works. And working matters more than convenience. Third rule. Drench them. I don't mean lightly mist. Soak. The leaves should be dripping. The soap needs to coat every surface. Needs to contact every pest. A light misting kills some aphids. A heavy drenching kills them all. Use a spray bottle for small jobs. A hand pump garden sprayer for bigger gardens. A backpack sprayer if you're dealing with acres. But whatever you use, make it rain soap. Fourth rule. Timing matters for different pests. Say. Spray them as soon as you see them. Don't wait. 1 aphid becomes 100 in a week. Spray early. Spray often. Spider mites. They're trickier. They reproduce insanely fast. You need to spray every 3 days. For at least 2 weeks. Why? Because the spray kills adults but might miss eggs. Those eggs hatch. You spray again. Kill the new generation. Repeat until they're gone. Powdery mildew? Spray at the first sign. That white powder on your leaves? That's millions of spores. Spray immediately. Every other day for a week. Don't let it establish. Fifth rule. Rinse your plants the next day. This is controversial. Some people say don't rinse. Leave the soap on as a deterrent. But here's the truth. Leaving soap on leaves for days can cause problems. Especially in hot weather. Especially on sensitive plants. The next morning after spraying. Just a gentle spray with plain water. The pests are already dead. The soap did its job. Now I wash it off. My plants look happier. They photosynthesize better. No residue blocking their pores. Some plants are more sensitive than others. Young seedlings, delicate flowers, hairy-leaved plants. These need extra care. Test spray a small area first. Wait 24 hours. Check for damage. If all looks good, proceed with the full plant. This soap spray isn't just for pests and diseases. It has other uses, genius uses. Use it to clean your garden tools. Soap kills bacteria and fungal spores on pruners, on shovels, on anything that touches your plants. Spray your tools after working with diseased plants. Let them sit for a few minutes. Rinse sterile tools without bleach, without chemicals. Use it to clean pots before reusing them. Old pots harbor pests, harbor disease. A good soap scrub kills everything. Sterilizes the pot naturally. No need for chemical disinfectants. Use it as a spreader sticker for other sprays. Making compost tea? Add a few drops of soap. The soap helps the tea stick to leaves. Increases effectiveness. Making a garlic or hot pepper spray? Soap makes it stick, makes it work better. Some people even use it as a soil drench for fungus gnats. The larvae live in the soil, soap in the water kills them. But be careful with this. Too much soap in soil can cause problems. Use it sparingly, only when necessary. Now let's talk about what this spray doesn't do. Because honesty matters. This isn't a miracle cure. It has limitations. It doesn't kill hard-bodied insects, beetles, caterpillars, anything with a hard shell or thick cuticle. The soap can't penetrate. These pests need different solutions. Hand picking, BT spray, different strategies. It doesn't prevent pests from coming back. This isn't a repellent. It kills what's there, but new aphids can arrive tomorrow. From neighboring plants, from weeds, from miles away on the wind. You might need to spray multiple times. That's normal. That's gardening. It doesn't fix underlying problems. Aphids love stressed plants, plants with too much nitrogen. Powdery mildew thrives in humid, crowded conditions. The spray treats symptoms. You need to fix the causes. Better spacing, better fertilization, better air circulation. And it doesn't work on everything. Some fungal diseases are too deep, too established. Black spot that's been spreading for months? The soap helps but might not cure. Early intervention is key. Catch problems early while they're still surface level. But for 90% of common garden pests and diseases, easily, cheaply, safely. Speaking of safely, let's address the elephant in the room. Is soap spray organic? Is it safe? Is it better than commercial products? Yes, yes, and yes. Dish soap is one of the most tested substances on Earth. Millions of people put their hands in it every day. It washes our dishes. Our food touches plates washed with it. If it's safe enough for that, it's safe enough for plants. Compare that to commercial pesticides. Even the organic ones. Pyrethrin sounds natural. It comes from chrysanthemums. But it's still a neurotoxin. Kills beneficial insects. Kills indiscriminately. Neem oil is popular. People love neem. But neem isn't harmless. It can harm bees, can harm some beneficial insects, can cause leaf burn if applied wrong. And it smells horrible, like rancid peanut butter, mixed with old gym socks. Soap is gentler, more selective. It kills soft-bodied pests. Doesn't bother bees much. They have hard exoskeletons. The soap can't penetrate, as long as you're not spraying during peak bee activity. They're fine. Beneficial insects, same thing. Ladybugs have hard shells. Lacewings, predatory beetles. They're mostly safe. The soap kills aphids, the soft targets, the bad guys, leaves the good guys alone. Of course, spray directly hits anything. Even beneficials can be affected. That's why you spray early morning or evening, when beneficials are less active, when you minimize collateral damage. And unlike commercial sprays, soap breaks down fast, within hours. No residue, no persistence in the environment, no building up in soil, no running off into waterways. It's just soap. It biodegrades. Gone. From an environmental standpoint, soap spray is about as good as it gets, short of hand-picking every single pest. which nobody has time for. Now, here's something interesting. This knowledge used to be common. Every gardener knew it. Every farmer knew it. Before World War II. Before the chemical revolution. Before companies convinced us that nature needed to be conquered with synthesized compounds. Old gardening books from the 1920s, 1930s, they all mentioned soap spray, prominently, as the first line of defense, the go-to solution. It was standard practice. Then the chemical companies got involved. They had all this manufacturing capacity after the war, all these chemicals, all these patents. They needed markets, so they created them. They marketed pesticides to farmers, to gardeners, convinced everyone that the old ways were primitive, inefficient, that science had better answers. It worked. The chemicals were effective, incredibly effective, but they were also dangerous. To people, to animals, to the environment. DDT, chilordane, dozens of chemicals banned after decades of use, after uncounted damage. Now we're realizing something. The old ways weren't primitive. They were smart. They were sustainable. They worked with nature instead of against it. And in many cases, they worked better, with fewer consequences. Soap spray is one of those old ways. One of those solutions that never needed improving, because it was already optimal, already perfect for its purpose. Some people ask, what about Castile soap, Dr. Bronner's? All those fancy natural soaps? Can you use those? Technically, yes, but they're expensive. A bottle of Dr. Bronner's costs, what, $15? $20? For what amounts to concentrated soap? You're paying for organic certification, for fair trade ingredients, for philosophy printed on the label. Nothing wrong with that. But for garden spray, it's overkill. Dawn works just as well. Costs a fraction. Saves you money for actual plants, for seeds, for soil, for things that matter to your garden. Unless you have Dr. Bronner's already, then sure, use it. Mix it the same way, 2 tablespoons per gallon. It'll work. Just know you're not getting any extra benefit. Just extra cost. What about homemade soap? Some people make their own. From lye and oils. Can you use that? Depends. Homemade soap varies wildly. In pH, in strength, in purity. Some homemade soaps are too harsh, too alkaline. They'll burn plants faster than they kill pests. Others are too mild, too gentle, won't kill anything. If you're experienced at soap making, do you know your product? Maybe you can make a good garden soap. But for most people, store-bought is safer, more consistent, more reliable. Here's a pro tip nobody talks about, just a tiny bit. 1 teaspoon per gallon. Shake it well. Why? The oil helps the soap stick, increases contact time with pests, makes the spray more effective, especially against hard-to-kill pests like scale insects. The soap breaks them down. Together they're lethal, but not too much oil. More isn't better. Too much oil clogs leaf pores, reduces photosynthesis, stresses the plant. 1 teaspoon per gallon. No more. Some people add alcohol, rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. The idea is it helps penetration, increases effectiveness. And it does. Sort of. Dramatically. I don't recommend alcohol. Not for beginners. Not unless you know exactly what you're doing. Soap alone works fine. Why complicate it? Why add risk? Keep it simple. Water, soap, maybe a bit of oil. That's all you need. Complexity is the enemy of consistency. Simple formulas get used. Complicated ones sit on the shelf. Let's talk about scale. You've got a small balcony garden? A spray bottle is fine. Mix up a quart at a time. Spray your dozen pots. You're done. You've got a decent-sized yard? Get a 1 or 2 gallon pump sprayer. Hardware store. $20. Mix your soap solution directly in the sprayer. Pump it up. Spray away. You've got a farm? A large property? Get a backpack sprayer. Or a hose end sprayer. But be careful with hose end sprayers. They're convenient. But getting the dilution right is tricky. Too concentrated? Burnt plants. Too diluted? Dead spray live pests. I prefer mixing by hand. Even with a backpack sprayer, I know exactly what ratio I have. No guessing. No math. Just 2 tablespoons per gallon. Every time. Soap doesn't expire. Doesn't degrade. That bottle in your cupboard will outlast most of your garden tools. Use it. Replace it. Use the new one. Repeat for decades. Here's what a typical spray schedule looks like. You spot aphids on your roses. You mix up your soap spray. You drench the affected plants. Next morning, you rinse. You check the next day. Maybe a few aphids left? Spray again. Usually 1 or 2 applications knock them out completely. Prevention? Spray once a week during peak pest season. Early summer mostly. When aphids are everywhere. When everything is growing fast. Weekly applications keep problems from starting. Stop infestations before they happen. For fungal diseases like powdery mildew, bi-weekly prevention during humid weather. When conditions favor fungus, spray every 2 weeks. Keeps your plants clean. Keeps the mildew at bay. Stops it before you see white powder. The beauty of this system, it's cheap enough to use preventatively. That $18 bottle of commercial spray, you save it for emergencies. You use it sparingly. You ration it because it's expensive. Soap spray, use it freely. Spray everything. Spray often. Who cares? It costs nothing. Well, 25 cents. But you know what I mean. This freedom changes your gardening. You become proactive instead of reactive. You prevent problems instead of fighting them. Your garden stays healthier, looks better, produces more, all because you're not afraid to spray. And your wallet stays healthier too. No more $50 shopping trips to the garden center. No more cabinet full of half-used bottles. Each one promising miracles. Each one disappointing. Just soap. Just water. Just results. That's what gardening should be. Simple. Effective. Affordable. Available to everyone. Your grandmother knew this. Her grandmother knew this. Generations of gardeners knew this. Then we forgot. We got sold a bill of goods. We bought into complexity, into patents, into marketing. But now you know again. You have the recipe. You have the technique. You have the knowledge. The same knowledge that grew victory gardens. That fed families through depressions. That kept roses blooming through world wars. This isn't nostalgia. This is practical wisdom. This is what works. What's always worked? What'll keep working when the latest miracle chemical gets banned? When the new organic formulation proves not so organic? You'll still have soap. You'll still have water. You'll still have plants without pests, without diseases, without spending a fortune. That's the power of simple solutions. They don't need companies. Don't need supply chains. Don't need anything except the basic ingredients that everyone already has. So go look in your kitchen. Find that bottle of dish soap. Mix up a batch. Spray your garden. See for yourself. Watch the aphids die. Watch the mildew disappear. Watch your plants thrive. And next time someone asks what you use for pest control, tell them. Tell everyone. Spread this knowledge. Take it back from the companies that tried to hide it, that tried to complicate it, that tried to profit from it. Gardening doesn't need to be expensive, doesn't need to be complicated, doesn't need chemical warfare. Sometimes the best solution is the simplest one, the oldest one, the 25-cent one sitting in your kitchen right now.